afternoon, Chef Carl Calvert here to tell you how to make brown sugar from scratch. Many recipes will call for white sugar, which is also known as granulated sugar, and they also call for brown sugar. The purpose of the brown sugar is to add moistness and flexibility to the baked goods. So you're making a chocolate chip cookie, recipe will call for equal amounts of brown and white sugar. If you don't have it, you can make it very easily with two ingredients, the white sugar and molasses. The standard recipe for making brown sugar is 1 cup of white sugar to 2 tablespoons or 1 ounce of molasses. Molasses is nothing more than what's left over after white sugar has been refined. What I have here is 2 cups, so I'm going to double the recipe. I'll take my 2 cups of white sugar, place it into a stand mixer bowl. I need 2 total ounces of molasses in order to make this recipe. What I've done is I've got a blue scoop, which is known as a number 16 scoop in the industry, which is basically a 1/4 cup or 2 ounces. I've pre-sprayed it with a little bit of nonstick spray in order to release the molasses a little bit more easily. So when I fill this to the top, it'll give me the 2 ounces, which is what's the required amount for the recipe. Just squeezing it a little bit more in there. And I've got the ejector handle in order for it to come out more easily. So you don't make a mistake, work over the actual sugar, so if any of the product spills, it goes in with the sugar and not on your table. The goal here is to try to take the molasses and move it around so it's not concentrated in one spot, although the mixer itself has a paddle or a whisk that'll aid in the distribution of the finalized product. So we have 2 cups of white sugar and we have 2 total ounces of molasses. What I want to do is give a little bit of a head start. I'm going to grab my whisk here, move it around. If the molasses is cold, because it's cold in your kitchen or maybe you mistakenly stick it in a refrigerator, you can slightly warm it up to aid in the final production. You can see it's somewhat looking like brown sugar at this point, and all I've done is mix it for 5 to 10 seconds by hand. I like to pre-mix some of my molasses in order to just aid in the distribution of the product. At this point, I'm going to connect it to my stand mixer. I like to make sure the mixer is off before I put it on there in case someone mistakenly turns it on. This way I keep all my fingers. I'm going to raise the bowl. I want to start it off on speed low, maybe 1 or 2, just to see where we're at. And you can increase the speed as necessary. What's going to happen is it's going to create friction and movement and start to distribute that molasses a little bit better. Eventually what's going to happen is the center will be almost like brown sugar, but the outside will still be white. So what I need to do is stop, scrape, and adjust as needed. It takes approximately 3 to 7 minutes in order to achieve the look of brown sugar. At this point, I'm just going to stop and show you how to scrape. Again, remove that whisk, tap it, grab a rubber spatula, grab the sides, keep moving around. Oftentimes I'm asked, well, what if I need dark brown sugar? All you do is you adjust the amount of molasses. You can double the amount and that'll give you the dark brown sugar. That's the only difference between light brown and dark brown is the amount of molasses in the actual product. You can see how moist this is. This is far better than any store-bought product because it's so fresh. Again, I'm going to add my whisk. At this point, I can increase the speed and see what happens. At this point, it looks like we've achieved what we need to do is get a good product. So we're going to drop the bowl and inspect it and make sure it's all set. What we have here is really nice, soft, compressible, light brown sugar. I want you to look at this item. Look how compactable and compressible it is. There's nothing fresher than this out there. You use what you need. You can take the rest, place it in an airtight container, Tupperware or a Ziploc baggie, and you can keep it for weeks. After you store this for a while, it may get hard. What you can do to revitalize it is add some bread to the product in the Ziploc baggie or the Tupperware, and it will hydrate again and be nice and compressible. Happy baking.